Okay. Can we hear anything now? Oh, I'm hoping this works. I really hope this works. Oh, I can change stuff in here? I didn't know that. Well, look at that. You can hear now? Oh my goodness. What in the world? I don't know what happened, you guys. I'm so sorry. Apparently, we just had to toggle it. Okay. Well, good morning. Let's try that again. My goodness. Good morning, Leonie. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Darlene. Oh, man. I'm over here like, are we going to have to cancel? Good morning. Is it Twyla? Good morning. Whew. Anyway, what I was saying when y'all couldn't hear me, beautiful name. That's like Twyla Paris. What I was saying when you guys couldn't hear me is that I'm extremely tired because I was up too late last night scrolling on my phone, which I should not have been doing. I went to bed at a reasonable time. I did not go to sleep at a reasonable time, and now I'm paying for it. Merry week of Christmas. Merry week of Christmas. Are y'all ready? Are you all ready for all the things? I almost am. I almost am. I think all the shopping is done. I might have to get one or two more things, maybe one more thing, maybe. Sorry, my contacts are bothering me. There we go. But the only thing that's left is to bake. I have got to bake. I'm baking a bunch of things. So that I'll get started on tomorrow. Today, I'm going to try to get just a ton of work stuff done. And then tomorrow, actually, no. Today and tomorrow, I'm going to do a ton of work stuff, do a little bit of prepping. I might pre-make some things, freeze and refrigerate them, and then bake them on Wednesday. And then, because I want things as fresh as possible, and then I might need to buy another cookie sheet. I got a lot of baking, and I need cooking racks, cooling racks. I only have one. I usually don't bake on a large scale, but this is going to require some. Anyway, so I might, but today and tomorrow are my only work days. And then come Wednesday, I'm going to try not to do too much work because I've got a lot of baking. And then Christmas Day, So that's what I'm shooting for. But we'll see what happens. Okay, we're going to read Psalm 70. Psalm 70, a call for deliverance. For the choir director, it's a psalm of David to bring remembrance. To bring remembrance. I will. Sorry, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to read this first and then I'll answer y'all's comments. Okay, Psalm 70. Oh, and for anybody who does not know, I am reading from this volume, Psalms of the Bible. It has all of the Psalms in the Bible in both the CSB and KJV. And we are at Psalm 70. God, verse 1. God, hurry to rescue me. Lord, hurry to help me. Let those who seek to kill me be disgraced and confounded. Let those who wish me harm be turned back and humiliated. Let those who say, aha, aha, retreat because of their shame. You like that? Oh, my morning voice, aha. Just kidding. Let all who seek you rejoice and be glad in you. Let those who love your salvation continually say, God is great. I am oppressed and needy. Hurry to me, God. You are my help and my deliverer. Lord, do not delay. Okay, so I had this thought while I was reading those words. Let's see, verses 2 and 3. when it says, let those who seek to kill me be disgraced and confounded. Let those who wish to do me harm be turned back and humiliated. Let those who say, aha, aha, retreat because of their shame. You know, it's interesting. Every time I read a psalm where David is like calling for the shame of the wicked, that's not something that we do in our, well, at least I don't hear it very often. In other words, what I'm trying to verbalize with my half awake brain is that it kind of not disturbs, but it kind of like shakes up my sensibilities to think, oh, I don't want somebody to feel shame. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to cause somebody shame, or I don't want to call for somebody's shame. But when people are in David's Psalms, he's talking about foolish people who are doing who are not just like making like garden variety foolish decisions. You know, we're not talking about somebody who maybe shouldn't make that investment, or who maybe shouldn't, you know, I don't know, go to that school or something. You know, these things that sort of can be undone, or, you know, maybe it's not the wisest choice, but you'll do it. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about people who are brazenly, you know, just doing harm to another human being. And the shame is not just to make them feel embarrassed and put their tail between their legs and like scuffle off. Or the shame is not just for, well, okay. The shame isn't just for public humiliation for the sake of public humiliation. Like, let me catch you with your hand in the cookie jar. The shame is to bring out the nonsense and the foolishness of your behavior in the hopes that you will respond with repentance. Does that make sense? Like, and I don't know if David is thinking that all the way through necessarily. He's just in danger and needs help, right? And maybe he is, and I'm just not seeing it because, again, I'm still kind of half asleep. But my thought is, if we're thinking about what David's asking in terms of what it means for the perpetrator, I think there's a lesson to be had that when we're in danger or we're being mistreated or whatever, our posture should be like Jesus. Like when he was hanging on the cross and saying, forgive them for they know not what they do. Stephen did the same thing when he was being murdered, when he was losing his life. Like, I think he says, don't lay this sin to their charge. I think that's what he says. I could have that wrong. But anyway, we should have compassion for those who are even trying to do us wrong, because what we ultimately want is for them to be saved too. Like, we should wish them well as well. This is loving your enemy, right? Okay, that's I took the long way to get to a very simple point. I'm sorry. Like, we should want the best for another person, regardless of how they treat us. And we shouldn't want shame or embarrassment or humiliation. He uses the word humiliated here. Disgraced, dumbfounded. We shouldn't want those things just so we could like feel a sense of validation or vindication or like, I got you, you know. But that shame or that disgrace would elicit a response of repentance on their behalf, or on their part. And they'll realize, oh, what am I doing? You know, I need to make a different decision. Okay. I think that was it. I think that was it. Let's see. Oh yeah, David is very good at giving all of his mess to God. Yes, and he is very honest. And I think that's one of the things that we can appreciate so much from him is the fact that he is so very honest. He doesn't pull any punches. It's messy. It's not always, it doesn't always tie up well with the red ribbon. It's very honest. And our prayers should be just like that. Okay, before I read the psalm, I missed a couple of comments. Good morning, Cindy K. Let's see. You're making pot pie, dumplings, and maybe sweet potato casserole for Christmas. Ooh, lovely, lovely. I love dumplings. And pot pie is really good. I didn't really appreciate it as a child. I don't know. But the older I get, the more it's so much very comfort food. Sweet potato casserole. That sounds good too. That sounds good too. I made sweet potato for Thanksgiving. We're not doing potatoes this year we're actually doing brunch for Christmas Day. We're doing it a little bit differently. We're doing like a biscuit bar with like a bunch of different like options and stuff, which is not what we normally do, but we thought we'd try something different. So that's gonna be fun. And guess who's making all the biscuits? Okay, let's get to our question of the day. Our questions, our Advent questions. They've never had it before. Well, Aunt Tiffany. Then, wait. Okay, yeah, I got it. Aunt Tiffany, you better put your foot in it. You better put your foot in that pot pie. You put your foot in it and they'll like it. Or you cover it in cheese, right? I'm just kidding. I'm sure it'll be so good. Okay. This is the last week of Advent. We are in the home stretch. In the home stretch. We'll do that one. And we'll do... And I will do this one. Okay. Good morning, Elma. All right, I got 2 questions. I'm trying to find like a fun one. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay, I found it. Oh man, it is love. Did I not say that? It is love. Okay. We'll do this one. Love is one of the weekly themes of Advent, and it happens to be this week. Why do you think that is, and what does it mean to you? Why love for one of the themes of Advent? That's our first question. Let me see. What are my thoughts? Why love? Well, I mean, I don't mean this to sound so obvious, but love is the reason why Jesus came down in the first place. He didn't have to. It's the basis of everything, exactly. It's the reason for everything. It's the basis for everything. God did not have to come in human form to save us. And I think that's one thing that is so important in terms of how we view God. I mean, if you think about it, before he even created mankind or this planet, because God knows everything and he can foresee everything, he had to know that this was that sin was a possibility, that it was a potential, right? And not only that, and I'm delving into something we cannot fully understand because God is so much bigger and greater than we are, right? So I tread lightly here in terms of trying to go too deep with it because our brains are too finite. But we have a God who foresaw and foreknew. He knew that this was going to happen, and yet he created us anyway. Why? Because of love. Because he wanted I believe that love begets love, and love is creative. Love is generous. So he creates a race of beings with whom he could not only be generous, but created them with the capacity to love him back. So there's a whole lot going on there. And because love takes risk, I'm sorry, because love requires free will, that means love is risky. And um, so yes, he is love. It couldn't be avoided. Correct. Correct. And yes, he is also omnipresent. So yes, because he desired to have what he gave us in the garden. He wants to be present with us. Exactly. So Emmanuel, God with us, right? We see this in Exodus, where God, Exodus and other places in Torah, where God desires to be present with his people. So we have a whole, tabernacle situation. So God is always trying to be near human beings. And you can almost think of it like, think of your favorite person. Think of your favorite person or favorite people. It could be a spouse, your children, a friend. There could be multiples. I have my group of favorite people, right? And you just want to be in their presence. You want to breathe the same air as them. You want to laugh and just, you don't even have to do anything special. You just kind of want to hang out with, are there people you could just parallel play with and not say a whole lot, but just being with them is just the best. God, that's what God wants. That's what God wants. He just wants to be with us. I don't remember where I read this or where I heard this, but oh man, I'm probably gonna botch it. Hold on, I don't have the whole thought in my head. You know how you have a sense of a thought and then you don't have the whole thing to verbalize it? Okay, we're gonna we're gonna move past that because I don't have all of it. Anyway, okay, so love. All right, now I'm gonna switch gears to something a little bit lighter. You guys can keep talking about it here in the chat if you need to, if you have more thoughts. But I'm gonna transition to the next word. The next question, and that is, what are your favorite holiday foods? I don't know if we did this already, but oh well. We talked about it for Thanksgiving, but now it's Christmas. We'll talk about it again. And if they're the same foods, hey, that's what the holidays are for. What are your favorite holiday foods? Favorite holiday foods. I have to say, I just remembered something I forgot to buy. Sorry. Hold on, I gotta move this really quick. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I don't need that. I just remembered something I forgot to buy. Okay. All right, Jamaican rum cake. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm not Jamaican, but I love Jamaican food. My people on my father's side hail from Barbados, so I do love island food. Chicken and dumplings. Ooh, chocolate pie. Oh my gosh, I have not made a chocolate pie in so long. I have not made a chocolate pie in so long. Oh man, I used to make them early in my marriage. Oh, they're so good. Oh my gosh, they're so good. I love chocolate pie. I think my mouth just watered a little bit. You just made a batch of peanut butter fudge. Ooh, that sounds really good. Pastels. Ooh, pasteles? Is it pasteles or just pastels? I know pastel means cake in Spanish. Am I correct? Is that correct? Sweet potato casserole. I love sweet potato casserole. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me just write this down because I just totally forgot to buy something. And this pen might not be working. Why is it still on my... There's literally no ink. What is a double dater? Homemade rolls. I am making homemade rolls. And they're so good. I made them for Thanksgiving. I made another batch after Thanksgiving, and I'm making a double batch for Christmas. Oh no, I didn't forget something. We changed. Okay, so my family and I, we were talking about food for Christmas Eve, and we had one plan, we switched it to something else, and my brain thought that we were still on plan number 1, but we're not. So I didn't forget anything. Yay. All right, sorry, that was chaotic. Okay. What do I love? I do love sweet potato pie or sweet potatoes. I also love mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness, excuse me, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I love mac and cheese. We're not doing that for Christmas. We did for Thanksgiving. We're not doing that for Christmas. What else do I really love? I cannot think. What else? Okay, they're round cookies. It can either be rolled in coconut or eat them plain. Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds good. And what is the flavor? Are they white cookies? Are they chocolate cookies? Are they what is their makeup? Y'all, I have not opened my planner in a minute. I've just been living on a prayer here. Okay. You guys can keep talking about your holiday food. Your mom used to make date bars to quench her hunger for, I think they were Archway made date-filled oatmeal cookies. Oh, okay. I make really good oatmeal cookies too. I love oatmeal cookies, but you know, those can be for any time. Yuli loves eggnog. You know, okay. I need to know in the chat, how many of you are eggnog people or hot cocoa people? I do not hate on eggnoggers. Is that a word? On people who love eggnog? That sounds a little weird. But anyway, but I myself do not like eggnog. My mom really likes eggnog. But I'm a hot chocolate person. Let's see. Okay, we have a hot cocoa. Okay, you're doing a crab boil. Okay, fun. But you love gingerbread and snickerdoodle. Ooh, I love gingerbread. Oh, snickerdoodles are so good. And German chocolate cake and smoked ham with collard greens. Oh, I love me some collard greens too. I made those for Thanksgiving. Eggnog, and you want it fresh. Okay. Okay, so we have a few eggnog lovers. They introduced you to your grandparents introduced you to eggnog, and you were the only one potentially in the house that liked it or that likes it. Interesting. Listen, no shade. You like eggnog, drink your eggnog, but I will not be joining in that particular. I just don't like the taste. It's a little interesting to me. Okay. Top 3 priorities for the week. How did you guys do with your priorities from last week? I didn't do bad. I got 2 out of 3. Last week was really busy. Oh, Lord. And I'm looking forward to a week that's just a little bit more low key. Let's see. You like hot chocolate or mocha? Ooh, same. Let's see. You like flan or pozole? We have some leftover pozole in my fridge right now because my father-in-law made some. We had it last week, 2 weeks. We had pozole. It's good. Half coffee, half hot chocolate. I do that too. Your first memory of eggnog is as a child. The adults were putting moonshine in. I love it. You're like, nope, I do not like the way this tastes. Okay, Darlene, you got one thing done. Hey, a win is a win is a win. We love it. Hi, Joanna. You confess you're a lover of fruitcake. Lord help me. Okay, hold on. Have I ever actually had fruitcake? I know there are a lot of jokes about fruitcake. I don't know if I've actually had it. So I can't say I don't like it. Okay. So, but hey, more power to you. If you enjoy they sell those things every year. So somebody likes fruitcake. My goodness. Andrea, last week you were sick. Oh, I'm so sorry you were sick on your birthday. Worked on your website, got some Christmas tasks done. Good. I'm so sorry you were sick on your birthday. That totally stinks. You know, it's that time of year where like it's a hit or miss, you know? It's hit or miss. Okay, so I got 2 out of 3 done. I did put out 2 videos last week for which I was very, very glad because I didn't think I was gonna make it. One of the videos I recorded. Did I do it? Yeah, I recorded it and then I ended up re-recording it the next day because I didn't like the way it was. Um, anyway, so yeah. Um, whew. So we got that done. And then I had some Christmas prep stuff to do. Got some of that done. Got a bunch of that done. Okay. And then how did you all do with the challenge? Because we were supposed to stay rested, stay hydrated, and stay happy. I stayed hydrated. I stayed happy. Well, I was a little frustrated last week. I was just trying to like push through. It was tough. Okay, but I did my best. Stay rested. I could have done better with the rest. I could have done better with the rest. Okay. Your mom used to buy fruitcake from dollar store and a gallon of Manischewitz blackberry wine. He always said strictly medicinal purposes. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Let's see. This week, finish Christmas tasks by Christmas Eve. Hello. Eve. Excuse me. Christmas Eve. Yes, Wednesday. No, I mean Tuesday. Tuesday's Christmas Eve. Right? Yes. How many of y'all celebrate Christmas Eve? If you don't know what I'm talking about, what Andrea's referring to, that's okay. But I absolutely know what you're talking about. Let's see. Website task. Finish a book. Finish a book on your word of the year. Okay, luminous. Love it. You did better with hydration. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so this week I've got to bake. We're gonna bake. That's though is not. I have to do that regardless. So I'm not even putting that on my priorities list because I have to. That's already set and done. I'm trying to pick stuff that. I'm gonna pick work tasks. Oh, hold on. I just thought I need to answer a text I got yesterday. Okay. Actually, I have 2 text messages I got to answer. Just putting it down while I remember. Oh, I know. Okay. I've got some stuff I got to prep for January. I have some Instagram content I need to batch. I am so proud of myself. Last week, one of the things I did do that I wasn't necessarily planning on doing to the extent that I did, but I've been wanting to clean out my social media, my Instagram, for a while because it's getting out of hand. My algorithm's all jacked up. Meaning I'm getting a bunch of stuff that I don't necessarily need to engage in. I'll put that there. And then I just want to clean it up. And for those of you who follow me on Instagram, I decided to blend or connect my Bookstagram account with my regular account. I loved having 2 separate ones because I loved as as a consumer, I loved the feed that I had curated on my Bookstagram account. That has nothing to do with what you all would have seen, but I loved the feed. It was just so much fun. However, I don't need two accounts, so I'm going to blend the two. And so now I'm trying to clean up my main account feed, so what I'm seeing. And I went from I was following over 3,000 accounts on Instagram, which is so stupid for me. Now, if you follow over 3,000 and you're fine with, like, if that's the number you like, I mean, that's totally fine, like, no judgment. For me, it was dumb because with Instagram, you're not seeing 75% of that stuff, you know? So there was like no need. I cut it down to, I think I'm at 14 now. 14,000 or 14,000. 1,400? 15. I'm at 1,500, but that's because I started following some more Bookstagram accounts. So I'm adding and subtracting. Anyway, I say all that to say that I've started cleaning it up. It feels so good. It feels so good. It, like, even though it's a digital space, when I cleared like the first 1,000 off my following, it itched something in my brain. It felt so much cleaner in my brain. I was following accounts almost in the way that you might collect business cards, just so I could remember a business or somebody's work or something like that. I don't have to do that. I can collect that kind of information elsewhere. I don't need it in my feed. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say that I'm cleaning up Instagram and I'm really, really enjoying it. And now I feel more excited to even engage in it more than just mindlessly scrolling. Okay. That's my TED Talk. Okay, let's see. She bought it for your grandfather, Tiffany. I gotcha. Your grandmother bought the fruitcake and the Manischewitz for your grandfather. That makes sense. I got you. Okay, Joanna, you have two things that you're not sure you'll finish this year: your website and a book that you've been working on. Like, you've been writing a book that you've been writing. Let me know. Everything always piles up during the last week of the. Tell me about it. I'm over here like, oh yeah, I've got like time. We don't. Next year starts next week. We don't have time. And on that note, I want to make sure that you all are patient with yourself. January 1st is not a magic number. If it has to roll into the next year, that's fine. So pick a couple of things, but please enjoy the holiday week. Okay, so we have Christmas and then we have a few days later, we got New Year's. Enjoy it, even if that means, like a bubble bath or something just for yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be big and dramatic. Just even if it's quiet things, right? Just enjoy it. Okay, because next year is next week. Okay. Yes, cleaning up social media would be a great first of the year task. I wanted it to be something that I started before the beginning of the year so that I could have a little bit of a clean-ish slate. Facebook is a whole other animal. I have no idea. Okay. Joanne, are you asking, or Joanna, excuse me, are you asking, who are you asking about their website? Are you asking Andrea, the sticker therapist? Who was that question directed to? Who else is working? Oh, I know Cindy Kay is working on her website, but I don't know if she mentioned it here. Anyway, I just want to make sure that somebody gets your question. You probably had like 250, and that's mostly family and friends. That's the way it's supposed. That's a normal amount. That's a normal amount. Seriously. Oh my gosh. That's totally fine. Okay, Alma, you made. Is it pastels or is it pasteles? Do I put the less at the end with your husband? Labor intensive, but fun to do. Oh, that's so much fun to do together. They're tamale-like pockets made from a dough, masa, of grated root veggies. Like, oh, okay, and squash. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Let's see. You refuse to rush through this year. That's true. That's so true. Let's see. Isn't yucca like sort of like it's a root situation? Kind of like a potato. Not really like a potato. Is it kind of like a potato? Okay. With a less of it. Okay, so pasteles. Okay. Am I saying it right? I I took Spanish in high school. I can sometimes do a little bit of an accent there. Um, my husband is Hispanic. Um, but he's very country. He does not speak Spanish. Anyway, okay. So, okay, we got it. Okay. So, yes, Cindy Kay is working on her own website. I think Andrea is also working on her own website. Just kidding. Let's see. You do the content, she creates the website. Oh, it's been a very emotional process. I can imagine. The website is gorgeous. Andrea, if you are in the Club 119 Collective, you need to share your work in the resource exchange, my friend. It's triggering imposter syndrome. Oh my gosh, do I understand that? My goodness gracious. For any of you in the Club 119 Collective, y'all share your work in the resource exchange so you guys can see each other's work. Okay. Okay, so I need to prep some stuff for January. I need to do some Instagram batching. What's my third priority? And I'm not including Christmas stuff because that is just gonna get done. What are some work things that have to get done before Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I think I need to pause on the third priority because I know I've got something. I just can't. Oh no, I haven't. Sorry. I just thought I forgot something. Okay. Again, I repeat, relax, read, and rest. You know what? I do need to read. I have been reading that book, Home for the Holidays. Little bit here, a little bit there. And I did start one of my books that's on my list for my year of slow. I started the book, How to Break Up with Your Phone. Yeah, because I need that now. Okay, so we're going to pause on that. I'll figure out my third priority. Let's talk books, you guys. Let's talk books. Your website, Joanna, is living at apologetics.com. It's a work in progress. Oh, no, we do not judge. We do not judge. Because if anybody understands works in progress, it's all of us who are continuously in a state of having work that is in progress. All right, Andrea, red, gold, and green. Oh, how very appropriate. Red, gold, and green for books. Okay. Red, gold, and green. Well, I got a lot of green. I do have a little bit of gold. Okay. Sure. Why the heck not? You know what? Surprisingly, I've got several gold. I've got several gold. Let's see, that's fiction. Let's see, red. I'm sorry, this is like really annoying, but I kind of don't want to stand up right now. Okay, let's recommend a classic here. It's on my list. Green. Let's see. Green, 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 green. Green. You know, I have a lot of my shelves in my spiritual growth section green. Red, gold, and green. Maybe. And let's see, let's do another red. Let's do another red. All right. Oh, just kidding. I didn't get green. I'm dumb. Okay, hold on. Green. Oh, we've done that one before. We've done that one. That one. Sure. This is a summer read, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. I really need more green in like the spiritual growth and theology area. I don't really have any green. Okay. Sorry, you guys. That took me a while. So you need to clean out your Dropbox and email. Oh, Lord. You almost finished decluttering your kitchen cabinets. Nice. 5 bags of trash. Woo! It's like losing weight, man. Now you can find things. You actually feel like cooking. How about gold in 3 genres? Syndicate. I got it. Oh, I'm so glad, Joanna. You got the Spiral Bound Bibles earlier this year. I'm so glad. I'm glad to introduce people to things that I think are cool. And I think that that is really cool. You were kidding, but okay. I did not mean to. But I did. I've got 2 red, 1 green. We're gonna let it pass. And 3 gold. So let's start with the gold. Let's start with the green. Okay. I have 1, 2, and 3. So we'll start with the 1 first. Okay, so I'm gonna let this pass as green because it's got some green in the spine. Okay, but it's also got other colors here. This is The Love Haters by Catherine Center. I love everything Catherine Center writes. She's such a fun writer. This is rom-com. I do appreciate her writing because it is not spicy. Yeah, it's not spicy. She doesn't, yeah. There's a little bit of language, so if that's a trigger for you, then just take that into account. But she's not like super heavily profane, which I appreciate that too. So a little bit of language, but no spice. Anyway, I did read this one already, and it's very, very fun. It's very fun. Okay, so it's a thin line between love and love hating. Katie Vaughn has been burned by love in the past. Now she may be lighting her own career on fire. She has 2 choices: wait to get laid off from her job as a video producer, or at her coworker Cole's request, take a career-making gig profiling Tom Hutchinson, a Coast Guard rescue swimmer in Key West. The catch? Katie isn't exactly qualified. She can swim. She can't swim, but she pretends she can. Plus, Cole and Hutch are brothers. So the guy who's recommending her for the job is recommending that she profile his brother. And they don't get along. Next stop, Paradise. But Paradise is messier than it seems. As Katie gets entangled with Hutch, the most scientifically good looking man she has ever seen, but maybe a bit of a love hater, along with his colorful aunt, Rue, and his rescue Great Dane, she gets trapped in a lie or two. Swimming lessons, helicopter flights, conga lines, drinking contests, hurricanes, and stolen kisses ensue, along with chances to tell the truth, to face old fears, and to be truly brave at last. I love her book covers too. They're so much fun. You guys, if you like rom-coms, she's just so much fun. And what I love about her books, okay, I'm just going to say this. There's a time for fluff. There's a time for escapism fluff where you're just enjoying the story, even though it's tropey, even though you know what's going to happen, even though they use all the tropes, right? Like Hallmarky, it's what is it? Predictable. There's a time for that. Okay. Again, if you're into the rom-com thing. And I don't hate on that. However, I do like when a rom-com has some depth. Catherine Center is always going to address some kind of life experience or personality trait or something. And both of her character, when we're talking about the couple in question in the story, both the guy and the girl are dealing with something that is super interesting. And I often learn something. So in this book, I learned about the Coast Guard a bit, and rescue, which is really cool. So you end up learning something potentially, if you didn't already know, in the things you save in a fire. I learned about firefighting, like what it's like to be a firefighter, a female firefighter, for instance. So there's always some depth to her books. And so I just really appreciate her writing. So The Love Haters, I recommend it. It was fun. It was fun. I actually I couldn't put it down. I stayed up late and finished it. Okay. Yeah, like a Hallmark movie. Listen, and it's not everybody's thing. I haven't watched a Hallmark movie in a very long time. I don't have Hallmark. I don't have the channel. I don't have the subscription or whatever it's called now. So I don't watch a lot of Hallmark movies, but I don't mind book versions necessarily. There are some where I'm like, this is too cheesy. Like there is a point where the cheese is too much. But if I could ride that fine line of just enough cheese, then I'm okay. You like Karen Kingsbury for the same reason. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so The Love Haters, that was a fiction, obviously a rom-com. Next, we're going to do two read books. One I should have read a long time ago, and another one that I should have finished a long time ago. There are actually a couple of not so cheesy Hallmark movies this year. That's awesome. You watch some Hallmark movies, listen, and read those books. There's a place for it. There is a place for it. And what I really enjoy about rom-coms, again, depending on which one it is or the nature of it, they're just like hopeful because you know it's going to be good in the end. And sometimes you just need a story that you know is going to be good in the end. Okay. Red Spines. One is one that's just on my radar right now because in the bookstagram space, there's been a lot of talk about book banning, which I have opinions on. So this is on my radar. It's on my radar again. I've owned this for a long time. I just have not read it yet. And I didn't read it in school. So I need to finally read this. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. How many of you guys actually read this? Have we talked about this before? Okay. I feel like we have talked about this before. This is dystopian. And I think that this is a classic that needs to be read. Guy Montag, I hope I'm saying that last name right, is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the printed book, along with the houses in which they are hidden. Montag never questions the destruction and ruins his actions and sorry, he never questions the destruction and ruin his actions produce, returning each day to his bland life and wife, Mildred, who spends all day with her television family. But when he meets an eccentric young neighbor, Clarice, who introduces him to a past where people didn't live in fear, and to a present where one sees the world through the ideas in books instead of the mindless chatter of television, Montag begins to question everything he has ever known. This 60th anniversary edition, commemorates Ray Bradbury's masterpiece with a new introduction, personal essay. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so Fahrenheit 451. It's really interesting, and I'm not going to get into all of the ins and outs of this conversation, but as I've been just kind of observing a little bit of a conversation on book banning and so forth, it reminded me of another book I read maybe last year. It was called The Librarian. No, I read a book called The Librarian Spy, which was really good, but there's another one about a library. It's based on a true story in, this is going to bother me. Give me a second and I will pull it up because this is important. So kind of piggybacking. Where are my reads from last year? Let's look at 2024. I'm pretty sure I read it last year. This is important. Give me a second, guys. It was called The Library. Shoot. This is why you keep a book journal. I borrowed it from the library, so I couldn't. Mercy. Loans, whole timeline. Here we go. It was really, really good. It was sad, but it was good. It was World War II. Basically, the idea. Here we go. 2024. Basically, the idea is that Hitler is moving into, he's occupying a country, and slowly, because it happens over time, they are outlawing different books. So you have these people who work at a library, and they start removing books from the shelves, and it. The Keeper of the Hidden Books. Woo, there it is. The Keeper of the Hidden Books by Madeline Martin. I'm going to pull it up here. This is what it looks like. This is based on a true story. So this is another, here we go. So this is an extra recommendation. A heartwarming story about the power of books to bring us together, inspired by the true story of an underground library in World War II Warsaw. I could not remember the location. Okay, all her life, Zofia has found comfort in two things during times of hardship: books and her best friend, Janina. But no one could have imagined the horrors of the Nazi occupation in Warsaw. As the bombs rain down and Hitler's forces loot and destroy the city, Zofia finds that now books are also in need of saving. With the death count rising and persecution intensifying, Zofia jumps to action to save her friend and salvage whatever books she can from the wreckage, hiding them away and even starting a clandestine book club. She and her dearest friend never surrender their love of reading, even when Janina is forced into the newly formed ghetto. But the closer Warsaw creeps towards liberation, the more dangerous life becomes for the women and their families. And escape may not be possible for everyone. As the destruction rages around them, Zofia must fight to save her friend and preserve her culture and community through using the only weapon they have left: literature. It's fascinating. It's so good. And what you don't necessarily always think about, but it's important to remember. She also wrote The Librarian Spy, which is really good. And let me show you what that looks like. I don't remember as much about this one. Sorry. Oh, sorry. The Librarians by Madeline Martin. Let's see. Ava thought her job as a librarian at the Library of Congress would mean a quiet, routine existence. But an unexpected offer from the US military has brought her to Lisbon with a new mission, posing as a librarian while working undercover as a spy gathering intelligence. Meanwhile, in occupied France, Elaine has begun an apprenticeship at a printing press run by members of the resistance. It's a job usually reserved for men, but in the war, those rules have been forgotten. Yet she knows that the Nazis are searching for press and its printer in order to silence them. As the battle in Europe rages, Ava and Elaine find themselves connecting through coded messages and discovering hope in face of the war. So anyway, what I really enjoyed about these books is the fact, particularly the Keeper of the Hidden Books, is the fact that so much of culture is preserved in art and literature. Yes, we need people to do all kinds of different work, but you want to know about a culture, then read what people were writing, listen to the music that people were making, look at the art that people were making. That's what tells us about a culture, along with some other things, obviously, right? And so if you want to destroy that culture, or you want to hit a culture at its knees, that's not the right way to use that metaphor. Bring it to its knees? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you want to affect the culture negatively, then you hit the art and you hit the books, the literature that sort of gives it backbone and context and a sense of pride in who the people of that culture are. And so when they started censoring in the different occupied territories, it was not a good thing. And so in that book, they were hiding the books that they were being told to take off the shelves. They were hiding it in the hopes that one day this would all end and they could put those books back on the shelves. That's how I remember it. And it was just fascinating. Anyway, based on a true story, I totally recommend it. Okay. Just added Keeper of Hidden Books to your Amazon cart. World War II books, any war book is not necessarily obviously going to be comfortable, or it's just going to be heavy. It's going to sit with you. But I think that history is so important because if we don't remember it, we then repeat it. So anyway, sounds like The Book Thief. I have yet to read the book. Do I have it? I don't think I have it. Although I might, and I just don't know it. But I still have to read that. I still have to read that. When you change the meaning of a word, you change the intent. We can't hide or change it. Nope, we can't, but we can learn from it. Absolutely. It's like when they destroyed the temple and Israel was also taken captive. Yeah. The thing, when you have any group of people who is trying to conquer another group of people, and we've seen this again and again and again and again and again in history, right? There's often this need, there's always, I think, there's always a need for those who are being conquered to then assimilate and be absorbed into the conquering culture, right? I think one of the most horrific, it's all horrific, but one of the most sad and just horrific examples of this, in my opinion, is what happened to the Native population here in the States when a group of people tried to civilize American natives because their culture wasn't deemed good enough or civilized enough. And what irks me so much about that is that it was done under the guise of Christianizing them. And I know there's a lot of nuance and a lot of things that happened in that and blah, 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 whatever. But it is so wrong to slap Christianity onto that kind of behavior and say, well, this is what God called us to do. God said to make disciples of all nations. He never said to wipe out their cultures, to wipe out what makes them unique and what gives them context and beauty, and to wipe out their art and their heritage and their literature and their way. That's not what he meant by that. And that, for me, that just, that bugs me so much. Anyway, okay, 1984. Yep, that's another one on my list. George Orwell. I need to read that. Actually, I have it back there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's on your TBR watching the movie. You're not watching the movie until you read The Book Thief. Okay, so you know how many books are on my list that I say I'm not watching the movie until I read the book? And I have some that are like ridiculous. Like, just watch the movie. Okay. It's such a hard topic in your area. Oh, that's right. You have seen so much from both sides and urinate. Mm-hmm. And again, and this is the other thing, and I'll get off this. I have 3 more books. I'll get off this here in a second. It's 9:15. Wow. But we started late because I didn't have sound earlier. Okay, so here's the thing. And I'm going to say this in the context of politics. Because we're in a very politically charged environment right now. It does not matter one iota which side you might fall on in terms of politics. Does not matter. When it comes down to, hold on, where's my thought going? I have multiple thoughts and I'm trying to pick one. Okay, here we go. It doesn't matter one iota which side you fall on when you do not remember that there is not one issue. There is not one issue. I don't care what economics, social, whatever, injustices, it does not matter. Foreign politics does not matter. There is not one issue where there is this side has it all correct or this side has it all correct. We live in a completely nuanced world. I think at a very basic level, most people want the same thing. We're just looking at it from different vantage points. And that's normal. That's fine. We need not demonize the other side, whether you're on one side or the other side or somewhere in the middle. But to say that X party or X, group has the answer because this is what it is. This is that the issue is just this thing, and this side has the answer. I think that is it's so tone deaf, because every issue has multiple variables and has multiple side issues or inner issues that you can't just, there's no one size fits all answer. And especially when you're talking about, oh gosh, now I'm on my soapbox, but especially when you're talking about the current effects of things that were done in the past. Okay, right? You can't, there are multiple layers of injustice. And you can't just say, oh, well, this side just needs to do that and it'll make everything okay. You know what I mean? It's too layered. It's too nuanced. And I think that this is why relationship is so important. When you can sit across from somebody who maybe looks different than you, speaks differently than you do, behaves differently than you do, has a completely different family and social context than you do, all of these things, when you can sit and look somebody in the face and like share a meal or, have a conversation without yelling, that's what's important. And if that never happens, which whatever, it's never going to happen. I am of the opinion that nothing is ever going to get fixed because I don't believe that this world is ever going to get fixed. This is why Jesus has to come at some point. We don't know when, but that's when everything gets put to right, not because we did anything. Anyway, All right, that's my TED Talk. Thank you. God has already won. Yes. Yes, Tiffany, that is correct. 3 sides to every story, each person's side and then the truth. Yes. Yes, I think that both sides are very entitled. Um, yeah, anyway. And I think we're talking past each other, and I think media has a lot to do with keeping people. If we can do this more, the more you can do this, the more you can control people. Just saying. So there's that. Like complex trauma, it sounds like I'm describing complex injustices. Yeah, I mean, I just think that you're not gonna. Also, I think we're trying to put band-aids on things, right? Treating symptoms of things rather than treating the actual issues. But that's not. But I can't say that of everything. Not everything. Not every solution is a band-aid. Some things are really trying to get to the root of the issue. The other thing I think, and I'll end on this because I got 3 more books and then I gotta go because we gotta go. Here's the last thing I'll say. Whoa, it just left my brain. Hold on, give me a second. It was right there. Oh yeah, here it is. And I've said this in one way or another at some point in the past. We do not have the capacity, we are not built to understand, process, consume, and form an opinion, a wise, discerning opinion on every single issue that comes across our desk. We can't do it. We can't know all of the foreign issues, all of the home issues, all of the local issues, all of the national issues, all of the federal issues, every single group's every single group's opinion and position and their needs. We cannot do it. Yes, we still need to do challenges. Thank you. We can't do it. And so if you're ever, I often feel overwhelmed because I'm like, not because I consume everything, because I don't. Not because we can consume everything, but I often feel overwhelmed in the sense that I want to be wise about the opinions that I form. But sometimes finding that wisdom, or not finding the wisdom, but finding the wise opinion is difficult. So. Cindy, I'm right there with you. She said, I do good to understand the issues of myself. Exactly. Like we all have families and like the immediate things on our plates. And, anyway, it's a lot. Like Jesus came and taught and loved and healed. People were filled with confusion, politics, and the pecking order. But Jesus came and flipped reality. Yes, absolutely. He did. And I think that we need to take a page from his book, no pun intended, and follow suit. We're also not going to, because we're not going to solve every problem, what we can do is focus on people. We can't always solve every issue. That doesn't mean that you don't campaign or do things, that doesn't mean that. It just means that first, people have to be our priority, and people's immediate needs or their hurts, their desires. Okay. Anyway, that's a lot. All right. I said I had 3 gold books. I'm going to do these really, really quickly. And it's hilarious that Cindy Kay said in 3 different genres. Yes, help where you can in the capacity that you have been called. And then the rest we have to leave up to God. And if everybody would just do their part, more would get done. Right? Okay, here we go. Here's a memoir. I picked this up at a used bookstore, I think, a while ago. This is Alicia Keys' memoir. I don't listen to a lot of her music, but I do admire her in terms of just kind of like, I don't know a whole ton about her, but I do admire my perception of her wanting to just kind of stay true to herself, regardless of what the industry is saying. That's my perception of her. So I picked this up on a whim. It was like a couple of bucks. I think she's incredibly talented. Singer, songwriter, pianist. Okay, here we go. As one of the most celebrated musicians in the world, Alicia Keys has enraptured the globe with her heartfelt lyrics, extraordinary vocal range, and soul-stirring piano compositions. Yet, away from the spotlight, Alicia has grappled with private heartaches over the challenging and complex relationship with her father, the people-pleasing nature that characterized her early career, the loss of privacy surrounding her romantic relationships, and the oppressive expectations of female perfection. Since Alicia rose to fame, her public persona has belied a deep personal truth. She has spent years not fully recognizing or honoring her own worth. After withholding parts of herself for so long, she is at last exploring the questions that live at the heart of her story. Who am I really? And once I discovered that truth, how can I become brave enough to embrace it? More Myself is part autobiography, part narrative documentary. Alicia's journey is revealed not only through her own candid recounting, but also through the vivid recollections from those who have walked alongside her. The result is a 360-degree perspective on Alicia's path from her girlhood in Hell's Kitchen and Harlem to the process of growth and self-discovery that we all must navigate. In More Myself, Alicia shares her quest for truth about herself, her past, and her shift from sacrificing her spirit to celebrating her worth. With raw honesty that epitomizes Alicia's artistry, More Myself is at once a riveting account and a clarion call to readers to define themselves in a world that rarely encourages a true and unique identity. More Myself, Alicia Keys, with Michelle Burford. So, relationship over issues and views is a good policy at family. Yes, that is a good policy at family gatherings. Andrea, if you get to this before I do, let us know how you like it. All right, another gold book. So that was memoir. This is spiritual growth and social engagement. I don't know. I'm pretty stinking sure we did this book, but it was a long time ago. So we're going to do it again. The Turquoise Table. Finding Community and Connection in Your Own Front Yard by Kristen Schell. This is published by Thomas Nelson. Are you consumed with a busy life, but unsure how to slow it down? Oh no, another book about slow. Do I need to add it to my list? No, I have too many as it is. Do you desire connection within your community and think, absolutely, but I don't have time for that, or I can't create that? What if there was another way through it all? A way to find those moments of peace and to create a time for honest, comfortable connection. What if meeting neighbors and connecting with friends was as simple as showing up and being available? Desperate for a way to slow down and connect, Kristen Schell put an ordinary picnic table in her front yard, painted it turquoise, and began inviting friends and neighbors to join her. Life changed in her community, and it can change in yours too. Alongside personal and heartwarming stories, Kristen gives you stress-free ideas for kickstarting your own turquoise table, simple recipes to take outside and share with others, stories from people using turquoise tables in their neighborhoods, encouragement to overcome barriers that keep you from connecting, and new ways to view hospitality. Today, turquoise tables are inviting individuals to connect with each other in nearly all 50 states and in 7 countries. Ordinary people like you wanting to make a difference right where they live. Community and friendship are waiting just outside your front door. You were just rocking with her yesterday. You were listening to Alicia Keys music. I got it. Hi, Alita. Welcome. We're almost done. I got one more. Okay, this one is very big. I might have talked about this before. Somebody I had met a while ago recommended this book. I may, like I said, have done this. This is Ken Follett's Pillar of the Earth. A lot of people in the book world like this. It's about the building of a cathedral, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this. Okay, Follett risks all and comes out a clear winner. Hold on, a departure from, okay, hold on. Here we go. Pillars of the Earth tells the story of Philip, prior of Kingsbridge, a devout and resourceful monk driven to build the greatest Gothic cathedral the world has known, and of Tom, the mason who becomes his architect, a man divided in his soul, of the beautiful, elusive Lady Elena, haunted by a secret shame, and of a struggle between good and evil that will turn church against state and brother against brother. If you didn't need more drama in your life, here we go. If you didn't have enough drama in your life, here we go. A spellbinding epic tale of ambition, anarchy, and absolute power set against the sprawling medieval canvas of 12th century England. This is Ken Follett's historical masterpiece. It is one of two. It is one of two. I also have, I think this is one of two. World Without End. Okay, wait. In 19, okay. Epic novels. Here, hope for a sequel. Okay, yeah, this is a sequel. 2 centuries after the townspeople of Kingbridge finished building the exquisite Gothic cathedral, spoiler alert, 4 children slip into the forest and witness a killing, an event that will braid their lives together by ambition, love, greed, and revenge. So this is the sequel to this one. Has anybody read Ken Follett? This is a little outside of my wheelhouse in terms of, I don't know what in terms of. This isn't fantasy. It's historical fiction. Anyway, I've just not read him yet. And a lot of people, it's so big, I know. And he has written lots of other books that I have yet to check out. But again, these were recommended to somebody I knew a while ago. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. Found some, what do you call it? Secondhand copies, and I bought them. Okay, we are so running late today. Here we go. I know you all have things to do. So, challenges. Okay, we're going to do one challenge. Okay, we're going to do one challenge. And that is this. Okay. Let's see. You've started the first one on audio. Ooh, it was excellent. Good to know. Thank you. At this point, only God can organize your TBR. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, Cindy K's got a link for us. Okay, here's a challenge for the week. Be on your phone as little as possible. Be on your phone mindlessly as little as possible. Our phones have purposes. We need them, right? Okay, fine. But be on your phone mindlessly as little as possible. Go to bed at a reasonable hour and enjoy your Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Merry Christmas. Okay? Whatever that means. Enjoy the food, enjoy the gatherings, whatever all of this is. If it's going to be quiet, enjoy the quiet. Okay? Next week, I'm going to take a break. We're not going to do the Monday morning show because I'm going to try and give myself a little bit of vacation. So we will reconvene in the new year, which will be Monday, January. What is that going to be? What's the first? Hold on. Not the first Monday. Give me a second. We'll reconvene. I am using a different, okay, here it is. App. January 2026. That's March. That's February. Okay, here we go. So January 5. Yeah, January 5. Thank you. So here's the challenge. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this correctly. Stay off your phone as much as possible when it comes to mindless stuff. Don't be on your phone mindlessly. Is that better? Don't be on your phone mindlessly. Okay. Go to bed at reasonable hours. Go to bed at a reasonable hour, whatever that means to you. And have a very, very, very Merry Christmas. We will be back. Less phone, more presents. I like that. Again, if you need to use your phone, I mean, we all need to use our phones. But less phone, more presents. Go to bed at a reasonable hour. Be careful with your sugar intake, people. Stay hydrated. I ate so much sugar over this weekend. So be careful with your sugar intake. Go to bed at reasonable hours. That will help with the sugar intake. And have a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Water, water, water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Hydrate. Especially if you're indulging in the alcohol there. You want to make sure you're hydrating. Just want to throw that out there. I personally don't drink, but if you do, just make sure you're drinking water. So we can move into the new year with no incidents. Okay. Less mindless phone usage. Love it. Bed at a reasonable hour. Enjoy Christmas. Watch your sugar. Stay hydrated. Yep, that's it. That's it, you guys. We'll be back on January 5, unless something happens. But January 5, we'll be back with a Monday morning show. Have a wonderful new year. You guys know where to find me. If you need me, I'll be on Instagram. I'll be in the Club 119 Collective. And that's it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for such a great year. I look forward to the new year with you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Let's pray and let you go. Oh my gosh, it is 9:30. We've got stuff to do, you guys. We got stuff to do, guys. Here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for this opportunity to come together for a short time and reflect and plan and just have some good conversation the best way we can in this kind of format. We're so grateful for all of the love that you show us, Lord, for not just showing us love, but for being love. That's a concept that we can't quite wrap our minds around, but we're so grateful it's true. And as we have entered into this fourth week of the Advent season, Father, and we are so close to celebrating your birth, and this month of anticipation and longing and waiting comes to a close, I ask that you would help keep our hearts and minds in the same position. We remember what it is to wait for the first Advent, and let us never forget to long for the second one. We don't know what that is, when that is, excuse me. But we want to live with that expectation that one day you will come and you will set everything to right, and that all the injustice and all the horror and all of the difficult histories and all of the suffering and pain will not have been in vain, Lord, because you will show us everything. You will show us all that we need to know in order to not just understand humanity in a way that we perhaps can't now, but we will understand how you have navigated our history and have moved and worked through it and in it to bring us to a new heavens and a new earth for all of eternity. We're grateful for all of your blessings, for your watch care, for your provision. Father, if there's anybody who is struggling with anything in particular that is particularly challenging, I ask that you would be with them and help them navigate whatever challenges they're facing. Please give us peace and comfort and hope and joy, self-control if we need it, so we can enjoy this season and we can walk into a new year, not just with expectation, but with wisdom to make good decisions, to choose the right things so that our lives can glorify you and be a blessing to others. We ask all of these things. And Lord, if I've forgotten anything, which I know I probably have, please cover that as well. We ask all of these things in the loving name of Jesus. Amen. All right, you guys. Feliz Navidad. I can't say Merry Christmas in any other language. I know I should be able to do it in French, but I can't. And Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's see. You just got 2 new books, more like devotionals. Nice. The Doodle Devotional and Catching Whimsy. Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. Alma, you can share those in the collective, in book club. Let us know. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for staying late. I will talk to you all later. You know where to find me if you need me. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I will see you in January. Bye.